students. In previous two lectures of matrices, we have seen how to find inverse of a matrix. We have seen two methods of finding inverse of a matrix using elementary transformations, in which we have seen inverse by row transformations and inverse by column transformations, and the second method that we have seen inverse of a matrix by using adjoint method. Now we are going to consider applications of inverse of a matrix, and that is to consider solutions of systems of linear equations. So our next concept is application of matrices to find solutions of systems of linear equations. So whenever we considering a concept of linear equation, we know that any equation which consisting of maximum power 1 for a variable, that is called as a linear equation. So suppose that we have given a system of 3 linear equations in 3 unknowns, then we can represent this system of equation into matrix form. Using matrix method, we can find solution of a system of equations. So suppose we have given such a type of system. Now it is clear that this is system of 3 equations. This is first equation, this is second equation, and this is third equation. Then to find solution of such a system means we want to find the values of these variables x, y, and z. These are the variables, and we want to find values of these variables which satisfies all these equations. That is called as solution of such a system of equations. Now if you considering this system, then it is possible to convert in a matrix form, and that is in this way. Suppose we considering a system in this manner, you will observe that in first equation the coefficients on left hand side are 1, minus 1, 1 for x, y, z respectively. So 1, minus 1, 1, they appears as a first row. In a second equation, the coefficients are minus 1, 2, and 3 respectively for x, y, z. So minus 1, 2, 3, they coming as a second row. In a third equation, the variables having coefficients 2, minus 5, 3. So you will observe that your third row is 2, minus 5, 3. Then this is matrix of variables, and the right hand side constants we observing this 3 appears here, then this 4 that appears here, and this 0 that appears here. Right hand side constants are taken also serially 3, 4, and 0 respectively in first row, second row, and third row in a system. So this matrix form is called as, this matrix is called as matrix A, this is called as matrix X, and this is called as matrix B. Therefore you have got the matrix form, that is Ax is equal to B. So therefore this form is called as a matrix form Ax equal to B. Okay. Now the question is that how we get solution of this. Actually whenever we considering this matrix form, here we will observe how this matrix is consisting of. So this is a system of equations in matrix form Ax equal to B. You will observe that this A, that is matrix of left hand side coefficients, then X, that is x, y, z, it is matrix of variables, and whenever you consider the matrix B, that is matrix of these constants 3, 4, 0, that is matrix of right hand side constants. In this way you can represent every system of equations into the matrix form Ax equal to B, and once you represent the system into the matrix form Ax equal to B, we can use matrices to find solutions of systems of linear equations. So our next concept is to find solution, and first there are actually two methods of finding solutions of systems of linear equations using matrices. The first method is matrix inversion method, and second method is reduction method. In this lecture we are going to consider solving linear equations using inversion method. So let us see what is the simple procedure for finding solution of given system of linear equations using matrix inversion method. So let us see what is the procedure. Suppose that we have given the system of linear equation, then the matrix form is Ax equal to B. You have to consider if A inverse exists. Since we considering matrix inversion method, we require here the inverse of a matrix. Therefore, consider if A inverse exists, that is if determinant of A is not equal to 0, then we have to find A inverse and pre-multiply by A inverse on both sides of this equation. This is your matrix form, Ax equal to B, pre-multiply this by A inverse. So, you will observe that you will get A inverse into Ax is equal to A inverse into B, but we know that A inverse into A is always I. So, therefore, your equation becomes I into X is equal to A inverse into B, and therefore, as we know that when any matrix multiplied by identity matrix, that result is the same. So, Ix is equal to X. So, X is equal to A inverse into B, means if you want to obtain solution of any system of equation Ax equal to B, then its solution is given by X is equal to A inverse into B. Means we have to obtain inverse of a matrix A, and by that A inverse pre-multiply the matrix B. That will gives you the required solution of the system of equation. Now here the question is that how to find inverse of a matrix. Initial 2 lectures were there in which we have seen 2 methods of finding inverse of a matrix. The first one was using elementary transformations, in which we have seen 2 sub methods, using row transformations and using column transformations, and the second method is adjoint method. So, you can find 2 ways inverse of a matrix, and those 2 ways can be used to consider solution of a system of equation by using inversion method. Okay. So, inverse can be obtained by using either elementary transformations or by using adjoint matrix. Okay. So, with the example we get it clear. So, it is clear that X is equal to A inverse into B is your required solution. So, with the example we get it clear. Suppose the question is that solve the following equation using inversion method, and suppose that you have given the first equation as x plus y plus z is equal to 3, minus x plus 2y plus 3z is equal to 4, then 2x minus 5y plus 3z is equal to 0. Now, our first job is to consider its matrix form, and we know that the matrix form is Ax equal to B. Here first row is matrix of left hand side coefficients of first equation, that is 1 1 1, that is your first row. Then the second row minus 1 2 3, so you will observe minus 1 2 3. The third row is 2 minus 5 3, so that will be your third row, 2 minus 5 3. In this way you will get the left hand side matrix A. Then matrix X is nothing but matrix of variables x y z, and that is equal to the matrix of right hand side constants. Now you will observe that the right hand side constants are 3 4 0, so they will appear in the last matrix. So 3 4 0. Okay. So this is your matrix form Ax equal to B. Now to consider a solution of this, we know that if the system is Ax equal to B, then by inversion method its solution is given by X is equal to A inverse into B. Therefore, our job is to find A inverse first, and then by A inverse we have to pre-multiply to the matrix B. We know that whenever we have given any system of equation, then here the matrix A is nothing but matrix of left hand side coefficients 1 1 1, minus 1 2 3 and 2 minus 5 3. Then the matrix B on right hand side is 3 4 0. Okay. And the matrix X is nothing but x y z. Once you fix this, then our aim is to find inverse of this matrix first, and then we will get the solution. Okay. So let us see what is the inverse. To find the inverse of a matrix, first we have to check whether it is invertible or not. For that we are going to consider the matrix A. It is, we have seen just previously, this is your matrix A, and we have to consider this matrix A here. Now our first job is to check whether it is invertible or not, that is to check its determinant. So let us see what is determinant. Determinant of A is equal to, you have to consider 1 into, eliminate this row and this column, what you will get? The determinant of 2 3 minus 5 3. So 2 3 minus 5 3, that will comes here. In the next you have to consider negative of this number, so minus 1 will be there. Okay. And eliminate first row and second column. So determinant multiple of this is -1 3, isn't it? These two elements and 2 3, so that will comes here. This is the way of finding determinant. And for the last element again plus sign is there, so you will get +1 and it is multiplied by, you have to eliminate this row and this column. So this determinant you have to take here -1 2 and 2 -5. Is it clear? So this is your next determinant. Now once you considering this, then you will observe that it is equal to 1 into, this is 6 plus 15, actually 6 minus of -15, that becomes +15, -3 -6, minus +5 and -4, and that's why your solution is, this is 21, this is -1 into -9, and this is 1 into 1, that is 1. So it is clear that 31 is your determinant. Just remember this determinant because we require further this determinant to obtain inverse. Okay, so it is clear that it is non-zero, therefore A inverse exists. So let us find inverse of a matrix by using any one of the technique. Here we going to actually we can use any one of the three techniques. We can find A inverse by using row transformation or by using column transformation, or here we going to obtain the inverse by cofactor method. So that's why we must know what is the sign rule for cofactors. It is plus minus plus, minus plus minus, and plus minus plus. So you will observe that here minors and cofactors are like this. So for the first element A11, how the minor is obtained? Eliminate first row and first column. So M11 is obtained by considering elimination of first row and first column, the determinant of this 2 3 minus 5 3, that will comes here. Okay, and you will observe that that's value is 6 plus 15, it is 21. But we know that the cofactor is defined as Aij is equal to minus 1 raised to I plus j into Mij. So according to sign rule, here plus sign is there for the 1th element, isn't it? This plus sign will comes and M11, and therefore 21 comes as it is. Next you have to consider the second element. For the second element, you will observe that the minor is obtained by deleting the first row and second column. Delete this. So -1 3 2 3, that will be the coefficient. So -1 3 and 2 3. So that value is coming -3 minus 6, it is -9. But it is clear that as the sign rule indicates that it is negative, means A12 is equal to minus of M12, and minus of M12 means minus of -9, that will becomes +9 here. Is that clear? Minus of -9, and that will becomes +9. Similarly for M13 means, if you considering this third element, now this is A13. For this element, minor is obtained by deleting the first row and last column. So you have to consider -1 2 2 5 -5, and that will come 5 minus 4, it is 1, and therefore this A13 is equal to M13 with plus sign, because the sign rule indicates here the plus sign. So plus sign is coming here, plus M13 it is as it is with same sign. Is it clear? So this way you have obtained the minors and cofactors of the first row. Similarly you can obtain the minors and cofactors of the second row here. See, so matrix A was this one, and this is your sign rule for the cofactors. Therefore you have to consider M21. Now for this element, it is clear that negative sign we have to take into consideration. So therefore it is obtained, minor is obtained by deleting the second row and first column. So determinant is 1 1 minus 5 3. So that will comes 3 plus 5, that is 8. And while considering its cofactor, it is clear that you have to consider this negative sign, isn't it? While considering the cofactor, you have to consider this negative sign. So minus M12 is coming here, and that's coming therefore -8. This is +8, but you have to change the sign for 2 position. Okay. The same way you can observe that M22 is equal to, means for this element, delete this row and this column. So you have to consider determinant of 1 1 2 3, and 3 minus 2, it is 1. And as it is clear that the position at 2 2 position, there is a plus sign, so no change. So that A22 is coming 1 as it is. Now next you have to consider A23. Delete this row and this column. So you will get 1 1 2 minus 5, isn't it? So therefore its value is minus 5 minus 2, isn't it? Minus 5 minus 2, that is minus 7, as a negative sign is here. So it is clear that you have to consider negative sign for a cofactor. So minus M23 and it is coming 7. Similarly, you can consider M31. M31 means for this element, this is A31, and for this element last row and first column. So you have to consider determinant of 1 1 2 3 as a minor, and that is 3 minus 2, it is 1. And since at this position you will observe that there is plus sign, so that's why plus sign is coming, and therefore 1 coming as it is here. So you will observe that these are your cofactors, minus 8 1 7 1. This way you can obtain the remaining elements. So we are up to M31. The next two elements, that is 32 and 33, those will comes on the next slide. So again this is your matrix and this is your cofactor sign rule. So M32, that is for this element, you have to eliminate this row and this column, and you will get 1 1 as a first row, minus 1 3 as a second. So what you will get, 3 minus of minus 1, that is plus 1. So 4 will be the answer, and as a negative sign here in the cofactor rule, therefore a negative sign is coming here, and therefore 4 getting the negative sign, minus 4 is your cofactor. Then M33, that is for the last element. For the last element you have to consider eliminate last row and last column. So 1 1 minus 1 2, that will be your minor. Then you have to consider its value is 2 plus 1, that will be 3, and therefore as plus sign is there for the cofactor, 3 coming as it is here due to this plus sign, there is no sign change. So matrix of cofactors will be whatever the elements we have seen earlier, those all are collectively written here, 21 9 1, then minus 8 1 7 and 1 minus 4 3. This way you can consider the cofactor matrix. Now you have to consider the cofactor matrix which is considered here, and that we going to use for finding adjoint. So let us see here, 21 9 1 minus 8 1 7 and 1 minus 4 3, the same matrix is written here also, matrix of cofactors, 21 9 1 minus 8 1 7 and 1 minus 4 3. Now we know that the next step to find inverse is to define adjoint. We know that adjoint is defined as transpose of this cofactor matrix. So cofactor matrix transpose means write the first row as a first column or first column as a first row. So you will observe that this first column is written as a first row. Then in the next step this second column is written as second row, 9 1 minus 4. Then this third column is written as third row. Is that clear? Once you getting this, next you have to obtain inverse. We have seen that the determinant of the original matrix was 31. So A inverse is defined as 1 upon determinant A into adjoint, that is 1 upon 31 into this matrix is coming as it is here, adjoint, 21 minus 8 1, 9 1 minus 4 and 1 7 3. So this is your required A inverse. Now once you getting this A inverse, to find the solution of system of equation, we have seen that the solution is obtained by considering x is equal to A inverse into P, isn't it? And therefore you have to remember this A inverse. So next step we have to consider the solution. So x is equal to A inverse into B. So this is your inverse which we have just seen in the previous step. This is your inverse. Okay. So this inverse is used as it is in the next slide to find inverse solution of the system of equation. So this is your inverse, and into matrix B we have seen earlier that the right hand side constants are 3 4 0. So they are coming here 3 4 0. Now you have to consider this multiplication. So it is equal to, I am keeping this one by 31 as it is, but here you have to consider first row and this column combination, that will give you the first row. Okay. So 21 into 3, then minus 8 into 4 and 1 into 0. This product we have to take. Okay. In a similar manner, second row and this column, that will comes as a second element. Then third row and this column, that will comes as a third row. Now see what type of elements we getting. Here it is clear that you have 66 minus 32 and 0. 63 minus 32. 63 minus 32 is 31. Okay. So the elements are, in the first row you have 31, then 27 plus 4, that is again 31, 3 plus 21, that is again 3 plus 28, that is again 31. So 31, 31, 31, and therefore if you dividing by 31 here, what you will get, this will become as 31 by 31, 31 by 31, 31 by 31, so that is 111, that is your required solution. So X is nothing but the matrix of variables. We know that it is X, Y, Z, and it is equal to therefore 1 1 1. So 1 1 1 is your required solution. Now if you want to check whether your determination is correct or not, this is your solution we have obtained. If you want to check whether your solution is correct or not, that you can cross verify. We know that our system of equation was this one. Just substitute these values here in the equations. For example, in the first equation, 1 plus 1 plus 1, what are you getting? 3. 3 equal to 3. First equation is satisfied. Similarly, here minus 1, here 2 and 3. So minus 1 plus 5, that is 4, that is on the right hand side. Or here you have 2, then minus 5 and 3, because x, y, z all are 1. So 5 minus 5, that is 0, and that is present on right hand side. This confirms that your determination is correct. So this is the way of finding solution of system of equations using inversion method. Here we have obtained the inverse of a matrix by using row transform, by using adjoint method. You can use row transformations or column transformations to find A inverse. So let us try for some more examples. So let us solve some examples given in exercise. Okay. So solving linear equations from exercise. So suppose we considering here, for example, solve the following equations by method of inversion. And the first example is simple 2 by 2. See what happens with this. The given equation can be written in matrix form as, you can consider Ax is equal to B. So A, that is matrix of left hand side coefficients. What are the left hand side coefficients in first row? 2 and minus 1, they are appearing here. 3, 4, they are appearing here. X, Y, that is matrix of variables, and the right hand side constants are minus 2, 3. So that will be your next consideration. Now once you getting this, next step is to find inverse of a matrix A. Okay. So to find inverse, first we have to check whether inverse exists or not. So consider A inverse, and let us find A inverse. For that we have considered determinant A. Determinant A is equal to 8 plus 3, that is 11, which is not equal to 0. Therefore inverse exists. And therefore to find A inverse, here suppose we want to use elementary row transformations. We know that for elementary row transformations, we using the equation A into A inverse is equal to I. For column transformation, we considering A inverse into A is equal to I. So here we definitely going to use row transformations. So A into A inverse equal to I, that equation becomes, this is your matrix A, 2 minus 1, 3, 4, which is considered here. Okay. And into A inverse, and I on right hand side is identity matrix of the same order as that of A. So that's why 1 0 0 1 is taken as a next. So this is your system, and you want to find A inverse. To find the A inverse, our steps are to convert this to 1. Okay. To find the A inverse, convert this to 1, then convert this to 0, then convert this element to 1, and then finally convert this element to 0. We know that we are going in anti-clockwise direction. In last lecture I explained how row transformations used to find inverse of a matrix. So let us see how to find. So next step will be, so this is your system, A into A inverse is equal to I. Now if you want to make this 1, see what type of operation we are going to use. We just interchanging R1 and R2. So if we interchange R1 and R2, this first row is appearing as a second row and second row appearing as a first row. The same thing happens here also. First row appearing as a second row and a second row is appearing as a first row. Is that clear? Okay. Then in the next step, you have to convert this element to 1. For that, I considering R1 minus R2, 3 minus 2, that becomes 1. So R1 minus R2 is the simple operation. Due to that, you will get this type of 3 minus 2, it is 1, and 4 minus of minus 1, that becomes 5. There will be no any change in second row, that remains as it is. The same operation on right hand side also. Now you have to consider R1 minus R2. So 0 minus 1, it is minus 1 here, and 1 minus 0, it is 1, but this second row 1 0, that remains as it is. Okay. Then in the next step, you have to reduce this element to 0. So do you guess what will be the transformation? Yes, what will be the transformation? It is clear that you have to multiply this by 2, first row by 2, and 2 minus 2, that becomes 0, means we have to consider R2 minus 2 times R1, isn't it? R2 minus 2 times R1. So that is your next operation, R2 minus 2 R1. So there will be no any change due to this operation. There will be a change in R2 only now. So 2 minus 2, that becomes 0. Minus 1. Now actually if you multiplying this by 2, you will get this type of elements, 2 and 10. Minus 1 minus 10, it becomes minus 11 here. The same operation here. Here you have to multiply by 2. So you considering minus 2 and 2, and 1 minus of minus 2, that becomes 3. Similarly 0 minus 2, it becomes minus 2. Is it clear? Okay. This way you can consider. Then in the next step, you have to consider minus 1 by 11 times R2. Now you have to make this element 1, and for that you have to divide the second row by 11, minus 11. So if you dividing the second row by minus 11, here 0 by minus 11 is 0, minus 11 by minus 11 is 1. Similarly 3 by minus 11, that is minus 3 by 11, and minus 2 by minus 11 is here, so it is 2 by 11, minus minus that get cancelled. So this is your next step. Then in the next step, you have to reduce this element to 0. If you want to make this element 0, what is we have to do? You have to multiply this by 5 and subtract, isn't it? So from this you have to subtract 5 times R2, means next operation is R1 minus 5 times R2, and due to which you will get this 1 is as it is, but 5 minus 5, that becomes 0. Here minus 1 minus 5 times minus 3 by 11, that becomes 4 by 11. See here, minus 1 minus 5 times, you have to consider minus 3 by 11. So what you getting? This is 11 into minus 1, minus 11, and this is plus 15, minus 11 plus 15, that becomes plus 4 by 11. Is that clear? Similarly, at this position you will get 1 by 11. There is no change in the second row, that remains as it is. So this equation is of the type I into A inverse. This equation is of the type I into A inverse. So which is of type I into A inverse is equal to B, but we know that I into A inverse is A inverse. So A inverse is equal to B, means this is your required inverse of a matrix. Is that clear? So this is your required inverse, 4 by 11, 1 by 11, minus 3 by 11, and 2 by 11. Once you getting this inverse, we can use this inverse to find solutions of systems of equations. So this is your inverse. Now we know that our system of equation is Ax is equal to B. Re-multiplying by A inverse, you getting the solution, that is x is equal to A inverse into B. Okay. So x is equal to A inverse into B. This is your A inverse. Okay. And B, that is right hand side constants in this equation where minus 2, 3. You can observe that this is your system, minus 2 and 3. So we are continuing in this way. isn't it? These all steps we have seen, and now we are here, A inverse is considered here, and since the solution is x is equal to A inverse into B, you are getting this type of consideration. Okay, so this is your right hand side constants minus 2 and 3. Then therefore, if you considering the calculation here, what you will get, you have to consider first row and this column. So that is this into this element, minus 8 by 11 and 3 by 11. That is your first combination. Similarly, this row and this column, that will gives you minus minus plus 6 by 11 and 2 into 3, that is again 6 by 11, 6 by 11, 6 by 11. So minus 5 by 11 and 12 by 11, that is your solution. Is that clear? So the required solution is minus 5 by 11 and 12 by 11. You can check whether your determination is correct or not by substituting these values in the given equation. Now the second example, similarly we are going to consider now a 3 by 3 system, 3 equations in 3 unknowns. Now you will observe 1 1 1, 1 minus 1 1 and 1 1 minus 1. These are your coefficients. So the matrix form is 1 1 1, 1 minus 1 1 and 1 1 minus 1 x y z, and the right hand side constants here are minus 1 2 3. So therefore you will observe that this is the system of the type Ax is equal to B, and we want to obtain the solution. We know that to find inverse we have to consider determinant of A is equal to, that's coming 4, and 4 is not equal to 0, and therefore it is clear that inverse exists. So let us see how we getting the inverse. Again we are going to use row transformations similar like the previous example. So A into A inverse is equal to I, that is our consideration. So you guys, what are the first operation we want to make this one? This is already 1. So in the next step you have to reduce this element to 0 and this element to 0. So do you guess what are the operations? You can consider R2 minus R1 and R3 minus R1. Is that clear? R2 minus R1, R3 minus R1, and with that you will get, see here, there is no any change in a first row, that remains as it is, but here 1 minus 1, that's coming 0, then minus 1 minus 1 minus 2, again 1 minus 1, that becomes 0 here. Is that clear? Similarly the same transformation on right hand side, 0 minus 1, that is minus 1, 1 minus 0 it is 1, 0 minus 0 it is 0. So those elements as it is. Is that clear? Then the next operation is R3 minus R1. So if you consider R3 minus R1, you have to consider 1 minus 1 it is 0, again 1 minus 1 it is 0, and minus 1 minus 1 it is minus 2. So this is your next step. So we going to use this step to consider the next. Our next job is to make this one, and if you want to make this one, you can consider divided by minus 2. So we can consider minus 1 by 2 times R2. So that is our next step, minus 1 by 2 times R2 and minus 1 by 2 times R3, both can be done simultaneously because they are independent, and therefore you have got 1 here also and you have got 1 here also. See the previous step, here we have minus 2, here also we have minus 2, both are divided by minus 2, and due to that here you will get fractions, and those are, if you dividing by minus 2, here 1 by 2, here minus 1 by 2, here 1 by 2, and here minus 1 by 2, those are appearing here in the next step. Is that clear? Okay, this is the way of considering next step. Now once you getting this, then using this element you can reduce this to 0, and using this element you can reduce this to 0. So 2 steps we have to consider, R1 minus R2. So due to R1 minus R2, this becomes 0. Okay, due to R1 minus R2. So what do you have to consider? 1 minus 1 it is 0 here. Similarly 0 minus of minus 1 by 2, that becomes plus 1 by 2. There is no any other change here. 1 minus 0 is as it is 1, or 0 minus 0 is as it is 0 here. Is that clear? Then in the next step, now you have to reduce this element to 0. For that I can use R1 minus R3. Is that clear? So R1 minus R3, that will reduces your matrix to this. If you considering R1 minus R3, so 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. What are you getting? 0. 1 by 2 minus 0, it is 1 by 2. And 0 minus of minus 1 by 2, it is plus 1 by 2. Now you will observe that this is equation of the type, this is identity matrix actually. So I into A inverse is equal to some matrix, say X. So that indicates that our inverse is obtained. So this matrix on right hand side is nothing but your required A inverse. So we will observe that this is equation of the type I into A inverse is equal to B, and therefore A inverse is nothing but this right hand side part. Okay. Now once you getting this, then we have to consider the solution. Ax is equal to B, re-multiply by A inverse, you getting Ix is equal to A inverse into B, and that is x is equal to A inverse into B. That is, you have to consider determination of A inverse by row transformations and pre-multiply by A inverse to the matrix B. We have seen that the matrix B is nothing but this minus 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this minus 1, 2, 3 we going to use, we have just obtained this A inverse. Okay, so this is pre-multiplied here. X is equal to the matrix A inverse into matrix B minus 1, 2, 3. So you will observe that you have to consider first row and this column. Okay, so 1 by 2 into 2, that is 1, and 1 by 2 into 3, that is 3 by 2. Here also minus 1 by 2 in 1 by 2 into minus 1, isn't it? Second row and this column. You considering here second row and this column, that is considered here. Then third row and this column, that is considered here. Here you are getting minus 1 by 2 or this combination of these two elements. Here 0 and here minus 3 by 2. Is that clear? And therefore you will observe that your solution is 1 plus 3 by 2, that is 5 by 2. Then minus 1 by 2 minus 1, it is minus 3 by 2, and here what are you getting? Minus 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2 minus 4 by 2. Minus 4 by 2 means minus 2. So that is your required solution of the system of equations. So x, y, z, we know that this x on the left hand side is nothing but the column matrix x, y, z. So x, y, z is equal to this. So by equality of two matrices, what are you getting? X is equal to 5 by 2, y is equal to minus 3 by 2, z is equal to minus 2. Now it is clear that this is solution of the system x plus y plus z equal to minus 1 and so on. If you want to check whether your solution is correct or not, here we will observe this is 5 by 2, then plus y, but it is already minus 3 by 2. Okay, so 5 by 2 minus 3 by 2, it is 2 by 2. 2 by 2 means 1, and 1 minus 2, that becomes minus 1, which is your required right hand side. Similarly, you will observe that other two equations are also verified, and that indicates that this is correct solution of the given system of equations. Is it clear? Similarly, we can consider the next. Here now again we have system of three equations in three unknowns. Let us see what type of solution we are getting. So given system can be written in the matrix form Ax is equal to B. Okay, so Ax equal to B, if you considering, you observe that 5 minus 1 4, then 2 3 5, and 5 minus 2 6, they appears as a left hand side coefficients. So you will observe here 5 minus 1 4, then 2 3 5, and minus 5 minus 2 6, they appearing as a left hand side coefficients successively. X, y, z is a matrix of variables, and the right hand side constants are 5 2 minus 1. You have to remember. Now if you want to find A inverse, suppose we are finding here A inverse by using cofactors. So let us see what happens. First you have to check whether it is invertible or not. So this is your determinant 51, which is not equal to 0. Okay, and therefore A inverse exists. We can find by cofactor method. To find by cofactor method, we need A11. So if you considering A11, that is for this element, how it is obtained, we have seen the sign rule. It is plus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus plus. This is your sign rule. So according to this sign rule, you have to consider eliminate this row and this column, and there is a plus sign here. Therefore minus 1 raised to 1 plus 1 M11. M11 is determinant of 3, 5, minus 2, 6. See, as it is minus 1 raised to 2 is there, it is even, and therefore positive sign is there actually, so it is not represented. And this is 18 plus 10, that is 28 is your first cofactor. Is that clear? Similarly, you can consider next cofactor. So it is clear that our matrix A is this one. Already you have seen this matrix. See here, this is your matrix A. Okay, so that is only we have considered in the next slide. So see here, A is the matrix. Now we want to find one by one the appropriate cofactors. Already A11 is obtained for this element. Now you have to consider for the next element, that is for minus 1, eliminate this row and this column. But according to sign rule, it is negative. Here it is positive. Okay, then negative, positive, negative, here positive, here negative, and again positive here. So these are your sign rules. So according to those sign rules, you will get one by one. These are your cofactors. So A12 is obtained. It is a determinant of 2, 5, 5, 6, and with negative sign. Is it clear? Similarly, A13, it is with positive sign, and determinant of what? Eliminate first row and third column. So 2, 3, 5, minus 2. Is it clear? Minus 4 minus 15 is minus 19. This way you will observe the cofactors of successive elements are like this. Is it clear? A31. Similarly, you can consider cofactors of other elements. A32 means if you want to find the cofactor for this element, eliminate this row and this column, and since negative sign here for cofactor, that's coming here. So determinant of what? 5, 4, 2, 5. 5, 4, 2, 5. So that will comes minus of, this is 25 minus 8. So minus 17 is your required value. Is that clear? Similarly, you can consider A33. A33 will appear as minus 1 raised to 6. 3 plus 3, because this position is A33 into M33. If you want to consider M33, you have to eliminate this row and this column. So 5 minus 1, 2, 3 is coming. So it is 15 plus 2, that is 17. So all the cofactors we have obtained, and therefore your cofactor matrix is this one. 28 was obtained in the previous slide, and all other elements are coming here. 13, minus 19, minus 2, 10, 5, minus 17, then minus 17 and plus 17. So this is your cofactor matrix. Once you getting the cofactor matrix, you have to obtain next adjoint. This is your cofactor matrix which we have just seen previously, isn't it? This is your cofactor matrix. Okay, and we're going to take this on the next page to see the cofactor matrix is this one. How the adjoint is obtained? Its transpose. You will observe that the first row will appear as a first column, the second row appears as a second column, third row appears as a third column. Then you have to consider A inverse is equal to 1 upon determinant A into adjoint of A. So 1 upon 51 was our determinant that we have seen previously, and this is your required inverse. But again, the system is Ax equal to B. As A inverse exists, pre-multiply by A inverse. So that will gives X is equal to A inverse into B. So this is your A inverse, and our matrix B is 5, 2, minus 1. Okay. So you have got 140 minus 4 plus 17, isn't it? And therefore you will observe that the values are x, y, z equal to this 1 by 51 as it is, but these values gives you 153, this gives 102, and this is minus 102. So your solution is S x, y, z is equal to 3, 2, minus 2. Is that clear? So you have x equal to 3, y is equal to 2, and z is equal to minus 2. This is your solution. Okay. This way you can consider solutions of systems of equations by using matrix inversion method. Similar to this, there is another method, and that is reduction method for finding solutions of systems of linear equations, that we will see in next lecture. Thank you very much.